In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use the Nord Stage 4. So if you just got this keyboard, if you are new to Nord and you want a basic overview of how to use this keyboard, how to layer, how to understand how the effects and the organ section works, I'm going to walk you through the basic information and the knowledge you need to use this keyboard for your next gig. Let's get into it. So when you first see a Nord keyboard, you see a lot of knobs. You see like an organ section over here. You got two screens over here. Why does Nord have so many knobs on the keyboard? They created this keyboard like this to avoid having to do a lot of deep menu diving. So everything you need is on top of the keyboard right here. So let me walk you through what that looks like. So to the left of us, we have the organ section, right? So the organ section, if I want to turn on the organ, all I need to do is come over here and press this button right here. When I press this button, you see that the drawbars come on and the organ is activated, right? Let's turn that off. Over here, we have a dedicated piano section. If I want to turn on the piano, I press this button. If I want to turn it off, I press this button and the piano section is off, right? Then when we come over to the right of us, we have a synth section, right? The synth section, we have 3 faders, so that means we can layer up to 3 sounds in the synth section. If I want to turn on the synth section, I press this button right here. If I want to turn it off, I press that button right there. And then all the way over to the right of us, we have the layer effects section. And this is where we turn on our reverb, we add our chorus, we add our delay. All of our effects are on the right-hand side. So let me walk you through again. We got the organ section right here, piano section right here, synth section right here. Then we have all of our effects. So if you can understand that Nord has its keyboard set up in sections, that's half the battle right there, right? So right now we have our organ section off, our piano section is off, and our synth section is off. So if I play, nothing is going to play because none of these panels are activated. So what I want to show you how to do is how to layer. I think that's going to be very helpful for you. So this is how you can layer on the Nord Stage 4. So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to press Program View, and we're just going to start off with an empty patch. So I'm going to go down to Category G. And this principle is going to apply whether you modify a patch or whether you're starting from scratch. So let's click right there, go to an empty patch. So right now, you probably can't see the screen, but we have an empty patch on the Nord, right? So let's click on Program View again, and I want to use that view. Another cool thing about Stage 4, you can choose the view that you want on the screen. So we can either show all of the panels and all of the layers that we are using, or we can show this view right here where we have all of our patches and our categories. Or we can press it again and it's only going to show the 2 pianos that you have layered. We want to use the view where it shows everything. So right now we have an empty patch up. We're going to turn on the piano panel. The first piano that comes up for me is the white grand. We are going to create a basic worship layer. I'm thinking piano, pad, and strings. So I need to come over here, turn on the synth section, and we are presented with Pure Saw. Now I can either make this pad from scratch using the oscillators and the waveforms, but we're just going to keep it simple. I'll maybe go over that in another video. We're going to edit layer 1 in the synth section. So I'm going to come over here. Layer 1 is active and we are editing layer 1. And we know that because it's orange right here. So I'm going to come over here. We're going to press synth. And we're going to search for a pad. I want to use Calm Pad. Calm Pad is a cool pad. Let's exit. So we have pad on layer 1 in the synth panel, right? Now I'm going to activate layer 2 in the synth section. So we're going to hold layer 1 and layer 2 together. So like this. And we see that layer 2 becomes active. If I want to turn off layer 1, and if I want to turn off the piano to hear what layer 2 is going to sound like, I'm just going to hold layer 1, right? That's going to turn it off. Let's turn off the piano as well. The next sound I want to add another pad over top of the pad that we are using on layer 1. So I'm going to add in a pad that I created and sampled. If you want access to this pad and some of the samples that I have created for the Nord Stage 4 and the Nord Stage 3, you can click the link below. So I'm going to come over here, change the mode from analog to samples, right? And now I'm going to change the category to user. And I want to pull up Bethel pad. This is a really good sounding pad. Pad sounds really good, but let's add some effects to it. So let's add in some reverb. So I'm going to come over here, turn on the reverb, and let's turn on Cathedral. And then I want to add in some chorus. You can never go wrong with adding chorus. All right, let's activate all of these sounds together. So let's turn on the piano and let's hold layer 1 and layer 2 at the same time. And let's click on the piano. Let's add in some reverb. So we're going to turn on the reverb, and then we're going to turn up the reverb on the piano. We know that the reverb is affecting the piano because it's orange right here. Cool. One more sound I want to add. I want to add in one of my samples, and we want to add that on layer 3. So Pearsall pulls up again. I want to change the mode from analog to samples, and we're going to change the category to user, and I'm going to change this Bethel pad. I'm going to add in, let's add in Grand RVA blend. So this is like a piano patch that's going to sneak underneath the pad. So let's put it all together, and this is what it sounds like. So right now we have Grand RVA blend being affected by the effects. So let's turn on some reverb. What I'm showing you right now, the cool thing about the Stage 4 is if I only want to add reverb to layer 3 and not layer 1, I can do that. So if I click on layer 1, we have reverb on it, but if I want to turn it off, it's not going to affect what we have going on with layer 3. If I want this to sound even more full, right, I can add in another piano on layer 2. So check this out. We're going to click on layer 2 on the piano, and layer 1 goes off, but it's still there. I can come over here and let's add in an electric piano, right? Let's add in digital. So let's do Ballad EP1. That's a good one right there. Let's hold piano 1 and piano 2. I can come over here and activate the delay, and it's affecting piano 1, right? And we can turn it down. Cool, that patch sounds really good. So what we can do now is save it. So we're going to press store, and we want it to store under G12. You can store it wherever you want by using this knob right here, but let's store it under G12. And I'm going to hold shift, and then I'm going to press store again, and we're going to change the name. Let's name this YouTube. So we got the patch name YouTube. Now we can press store again. store. So we have our patch right there. If we go to a different one, we see our patch is still saved. Another thing to mention on the Nord Stage 4, this will make sense if you are sitting in front of your Nord Stage 4. We see that there is names like store on top of this button, then at the bottom of the button it is store as. Or we see that this button right here is solo, but at the bottom of it, it says undo. So if I press on the store button, I get this. But if I want to access the store as button, you hold down shift and it's going to ask you, how do you want to store the program as what? By default, the name on top of the button is going to open up. But if you want to access the name underneath the button, you hold down shift. And that's how you access that. So let's talk about some of my favorite features on the Nord Stage 4. Seamless transition. So if we are playing this patch called YouTube, right? If I need to change this patch to something in category A, I can do that without this patch cutting out. So check this out. Now we have a different patch up and seamless transitions, right? Let's change it to something else. So seamless transitions is something cool that you can definitely take advantage of if you are playing live. This video, I didn't really go over the synth section and the sounds that are in there. Just know that the synth section is super powerful. It comes from that Nord Wave 2 engine. So the same engine in that Nord Wave 2 is the same engine that is powering this synth section. So definitely keep that in mind. The synth section sounds really, really good. I'm going to do another video going over that. Another thing that I really like about the Nord Stage 4 is the triple sensor keypad. I believe this is one of the best keypads on a piano that I have ever played on. Now, I am biased because I love Nord and I love the products that they put out. But this keypad, you got to try it out for yourself. Some people, not everyone likes the keypad. It's unique, it's different. But if you like it, you like it. And if you don't, you just don't. But the triple sensor keypad allows me to really express myself, how I feel it and how I hear it. And it's just amazing. You got to try it out for yourself. And we already talked about the layers on the Nord Stage 4 series. But of course, you have 2 pianos that you can now layer, and then you have up to 3 layers that you can layer with this synth section. So it makes it super powerful for whatever situation you are in. If you need to have a full sound with a bunch of layers and you need it to be warm, if you want to upload your samples, you can do that as well. But this keyboard is very powerful and you guys should definitely check it out. If you want access to some of the sounds that I used in this video for the Nord Stage 3 or the Stage 4, definitely check out the link below. I'll leave it. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. We are out.